Hello. In this segment, we'll discuss how to integrate and continuously improve portfolio management methods and review key deliverables needed to support sustainable portfolio management practices. We'll also discuss portfolio management information systems and how to best orchestrate portfolio planning and reporting within an organization. Now let's first start off with how to best implement a portfolio management structure, which could be rather daunting without a good approach. The first action to take is to assess the current state by talking with stakeholders. Taking an inventory in the current landscape is a good way to determine which portfolio management processes exist, which processes should be created, and any cultural impediments that may exist. This can also be referred to as looking at the as-is and to-be states of the organization. You can initiate this process by identifying what processes and tooling is currently in place and the level of maturity in the practice. For example, does a strategic plan or playbook exist which outlines the vision for the portfolio and is aligned to the organization's goals and objectives? Is there adequate funding and budgets in place for the components in the portfolio to deliver on the organization's objectives? Does the organization have a backlog of work, and how is that backlog of work prioritized? What framework does the company organization use? Is it predictive, iterative, adaptive? Maybe it's a hybrid approach. Does the portfolio governance support those frameworks effectively? Is portfolio management supported by senior management? And does the portfolio have a charter, roadmap, and effective governance approach? Now, I also mentioned culture as a critical area to assess. In addition to processes and tooling, assessing culture is absolutely critical for answering questions around how the organization is structured. For example, is it functional? Is it more matrix, or is it projectized? How large is the company organization? Are people distributed globally or mostly co-located? And of course, what is the appetite for incorporating portfolio management? And has the organization ever tried to implement portfolio management in the past, and what were those results? Now, depending on the size and complexity of the company organization and how many stakeholders you should talk with, this assessment will take time to complete, and you shouldn't really expect perfection nor rush to results. However, the assessment can be decomposed into smaller deliverables by first defining maybe the as-is state, then turning attention to the to-be state. The analysis can also be progressively elaborated in phases, waves, or increments if you're looking at multiple organizations or an entire company. Regardless of approach, a key artifact produced from the assessment is the gap analysis. The gap analysis should answer the types of questions I mentioned earlier, and it will be used to shape the plan for creating and rolling out the necessary portfolio management capabilities that can sustain the organization in its ability to deliver strategy. The next step should be to define the portfolio vision along with a plan to manage change. The portfolio vision and plan should align with the mission, objectives, and values of the organization. Vision provides the direction, and the plan for rolling out new or updated methods, for example, may be completed in waves depending on the scale of the solution. What's important is to create a plan that the organization is willing to adopt and continuously improve over time. Hence, take a Kaizen approach. After the vision for the portfolio is created and a plan is established, newer improved portfolio processes can be put into place. A cross-functional team will most likely be assembled to roll out the new processes. A few critical pieces of information to include in the plan are clear roles and responsibilities for the portfolio management processes, a communication plan for sponsors and stakeholders, clear definition of the portfolio management processes being delivered, and of course a training plan to help orient stakeholders to their new roles. For example, if the company organization is transforming from waterfall to agile, some of the roles, responsibilities, and processes may need to change at the portfolio level to support the new operating model. Or if the organization has never implemented portfolio management processes, it will take some time to get folks up to speed. In either scenario, providing training and stakeholder communications is an effective way to manage organizational change and, of course, accelerate adoption. The final step in implementing healthy portfolio management is having a plan to continuously improve the processes. Portfolio management maturity isn't created overnight, and the first wave of processes should include opportunities to inspect and adapt the model to better refine its effectiveness. What this means is plan regular inspection checkpoints, do review key performance indicators, check improvements after they've been made, and adjust as needed. So to recap, in this segment, we discussed how to plan, integrate, and continuously improve portfolio management methods.